Hello YouTube and welcome to a new combo tutorial video on my channel. Today I'm going to show you some basic Sky Striker Orcust combos. This deck got really popular since YCS Pasadena, so we're going right into the first combo. So the first combo I'm going to show you is if the only thing you have in your hand is Sky Striker Hornet drones and skeleton. Of course, if you're starting engage instead of drones, you can end with the same combo, but just to speed up some steps, I'm taking Hornet drones right away to my hand and going to show you what you can do starting with those two cards. First step, you're going to activate Hornet drones, of course, summoning Kagari and adding Hornet drones. After that, you're activating drones, summoning the token again, normal summoning skeleton, and then you're going into Galatea. So you're summoning Dingirzu. Unfortunately, you cannot attach anything on it, but what you can do is summoning IP Masquerina. The next step, you're summoning Galatea with the effect of Symbol Skeleton, and after that, you're allowed to use Galatea's effect and set Crescendo, and this would be your end board with Hornet drones and Simple Skeleton. So the next combo would be Hornet drones and Orcust Nightmare. The first thing you're gonna do is, of course, activating Hornet drones, summoning the token, go into Kagari, then you add the token again, activate drones to summon another token, and then you're going to summon Barricade Blocker. So what this card says, on summon you can discard one card, and during the end phase of that turn you can add one continuous or field spell from your graveyard to your hand. And the good thing about this card, most of you would know, that you can activate its effect without having a target in your graveyard. You just have to have a target in your deck. So now that we got Orcust Nightmare in the graveyard, you can banish him and send Harp Horror. Another thing you could do instead sending Harp Horror is sending World Rend. Then you could activate World Rend to summon Nightmare, but you would only have World Rend as your target banished, but you need a target for Galatea and for Dingirzu. So what you can also do is sending Harp Horror, then activating his effect to summon Orcust Nightmare. Next you're going into Galatea. Then you can use this effect to summon to send the second Nightmare into your deck, going for the field spell, and at least the last step would be summoning the Dingirzu and attaching Harp Horror. So the thing is that you have Orcust Nightmare, then you can send the skeleton into your graveyard, and if your opponent gets rid of your Dingirzu, you're still able to interrupt him during your turn. Of course, you could also just, instead of activating the field spell, you could set Crescendo and end with Galatea. That's a play you could do with your sending World Rend instead of Harp Horror. You banish Wonder Rend to summon Nightmare and then go into Galatea, sending the World Rend back to your deck and set Crescendo to have a safe interruption during your opponent's turn. So the next combo is starting Engage and Harp Horror. Of course, we start with activating Engage and adding Hornet drones. Then we're activating drones to summon the token, go for Kagari, and then we're going to add Engage. Next, we're normal summoning Harp, going to Galatea. So before you go for Harp Horror effect, you could activate Engage if you want to activate it. You could also keep it just for next turn, because when you're doing Sky Striker or Orcust combos, your opponent is always able to activate Nibiru against you. Next, you're going to summon the Orcust Nightmare. What you're going to do now is summoning the second Galatea, because you need the Nightmare in your graveyard to be able to activate its effect and send a World Rend and to do your basic combo. What you could also do the step before, if you already hard drew the field spell, you obviously could send Harp Horror back and set Orchestrated Return and then activate it to send Nightmare and draw 2 cards. But we're always trying to do the standard combo, so that's why I go into the second Galatea. So then you're finishing the combo you already know. summoning Nightmare, shuffle went back, activate the field spell, going for Dingirsu, fetching the harp, and summoning Masquerena. So at this point you could decide if you want to keep the engage. In this scenario I am going to search for Widow Anchor and set it, and this is the combo. You end with Masquerena, field spell, and Widow Anchor set, and of course you have Skeleton and Nightmare in your graveyard, and you can interrupt with Dingirsu also during the opponent's turn. So the last combo is going to be, I guess, the most insane combo you can do in this deck. It is Hornet Drones plus Scrap Recycler. So I'm just going to show it to you. You're going to activate drones, and the next step is going to be normal summoning Scrap Recycler and attempting its effect to activate. And the reason why we are activating Scrap Recycler before we going into Kagari is that our opponent would have a Phantasma in hand and may draw into a hand trap. So what we're going to do is sending the Harp Horror. I'm not playing any tech cards like Jet Synchron or Lion, because this is all that we need in this deck. The next step is going into Kagari, and now we're going into 100 drones. It doesn't matter if our opponent draws into Ash Blossom now, as long as he does not draw into 2 hand traps, because now we are able to send another Orcust monster to our graveyard. So if he ashes our second Scrap Recycler or tries to ash our Scrap Wyvern, we already have the Harp Horror in our graveyard, and we can do the usual Orcust combo. So the next step is going for Scrap Wyvern, and we're going to activate its effect to summon Scrap Wyvern and destroy it. The setting is that Scrap Recycler is a when effect, so it misses timing when it gets summoned and then destroyed. But the good thing is that we have Hornet Drones, it is another monster for us, and also the moment Scrap Wyvern activates to special another monster from the deck, because a scrap monster has been destroyed, we can chain Hornet Drones to get a token for us, and we're able to summon Scrap Golem, and we do not have to destroy a monster because all cards stay on the field until the chain resolves, and we are able to destroy our chained Hornet Drones. And now we can activate Scrap Golem, and because the last thing that happened was summoning Scrap Recycler, we are allowed to activate its effect again and send the Orcust Nightmare. And now we are able to link 3 monsters away for Apollousa. We are able to get our Orcust combo through a hand trap, and we are able to play through Nibiru. So we're activating now Harp Horror, summoning Skeleton, because we already have Nightmare in our graveyard. Then we activate Nightmare, targeting a monster, doesn't matter. Then we send World Rend, activate World Rend to summon the Nightmare again. Now we go into Galatea, activate Galatea and sending our World Rend to activate a Babel. And now we're going into Dingirsu, fetching our Harp Horror. We already know this combo. And what we can do now is sending Dingirsu and the token for IP Masquerena, and we are able to banish Skeleton and summon our Galatea back. So our end board is Apollousa with 3 negates, IP Masquerena and Galatea. We have Harp Horror, Nightmare in the graveyard. We can activate Skeleton to summon Dingirsu back. We can link summon into Bomber Dragon or Nightmare Unicorn or Zeroboros to interrupt. And we have 3 monster effect negates. So these are the combos I wanted to showcase to you. I hope you learned something new today, and if you have any suggestions, free to comment, like and subscribe to not miss any other video I'm going to upload on my channel, and see you next time.